Welcome back, everybody. I'm back today with a Paycheck Protection Program update, a PPP update, because one is definitely due. And I'm using the specific word due because right now some viewers are indicating that lenders are requesting payments are due for the Paycheck Protection Program. So we're going to answer some questions around forgiveness, when you can file for forgiveness, what forgiveness means, what the qualifications are. So there's so many unanswered questions out there too as well around the most recent bills. We're going to cover some things around retro PPP and the thoughts of more funding. And last, I'm going to talk about individuals that are still currently being funded today. We're going to go over some of those error code issues as well. So share this video with every person you know who's in the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP program. A lot of great information contained inside, so let's get you guys all caught up. Welcome back, everybody. I'm back with that lineup on the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP program. I'm going to talk about some people out there that are still getting themselves funded, small businesses that are still starting to receive funds, getting themselves unstuck from the error codes finally. So we're going to talk about what some of those error codes mean. And we're also going to talk about the likelihood of more additional funding, okay? Because there is an infrastructure bill that is coming very soon. And the end of this program is in about 9 days, completely over in 9 days. So is the option on the table for more funding? We're going to talk about that. And last, I have some updates around forgiveness because yes, lenders are sending viewers notices that payments are due for the Paycheck Protection Program. So we're going to talk about the covered period and the 10 months and give you guys the options of what you can do in terms of forgiveness so that you know how you qualify. And by the way, if you have not met me, my name is Edward Bilder. I'm a financial educator and I teach you guys how to fill your pockets until they burst, okay? I celebrated a 1-year anniversary this past Saturday, so thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. You guys are amazing. This would not have been possible without all the viewers. And yesterday was Father's Day, so thank you to all the fathers who tuned in yesterday to join us for yesterday's video. And thank you to everybody who took advantage of that special promotion for my Airbnb crash course. Were you able to get it yesterday for Father's Day for $125? That deal has ended, okay? It is over. The $125 was only for Father's Day, and it ended today at noon with the release of this new video, okay? So my crash course is still on sale, but you won't be able to grab it at $125. It is still on sale. You can find it right now in the description. Get into the Airbnb game. Start with $50. You don't have to own the real estate to do this, and you can start cash flowing in 3 business days, earning an extra $5,000 to $10,000 each and every month. It's a fantastic program. You can find it right now in the description. I'm not exactly sure how long I'm going to keep my sale going. I don't know if I'm going to keep it going until the end of the week or the end of the month. So I would not hesitate to rush out and grab that crash course while it's on sale. Get yourselves a new future, okay? All right, I want to talk about the Paycheck Protection Program. I want to talk about everybody who's right now getting funded. Ready Capital's paying out. Biz2 Credit is paying out. So congratulations to everybody out there who is finally getting themselves unstuck from these error codes and getting themselves funded. I even heard that on June 15th, Womply was paying out, okay? Womply, all right? So I know a lot of people have some frustrations around Womply right now that they're trying to cancel their second loan so that they could go possibly with other lenders that might be able to fund them today. So I know it's very difficult to get a hold of Womply, but even Womply right now is still paying out for the Paycheck Protection Program. So congratulations to everybody out there who grabbed themselves those funds before the deadline ends here on the 30th, and all of this goes away, okay? So what's happening right now, everybody's asking a lot of questions around the error codes, and it's incredibly difficult to find out any real valid response to what all these error codes mean because there are several hundreds of these error codes. And the SBA did provide some general updates around what the error codes mean, things like duplicates, lender errors, bank info errors, and most of these now are finding themselves in a manual review process in order to get themselves unstuck from these errors, okay? So it is the reason why we're seeing this trickle so slowly for all these approvals that everybody's been waiting here for months, because the SBA, the PPP department has a lot of extra free time, and right now they're going through all these error codes. So congratulations to everybody who just got themselves funded. It's time to celebrate. Now, last week I mentioned here on the channel that banks are seeing a recent spike in small business loans, okay? Naturally, with the PPP program closing and you can't go out and grab those funds, small businesses are seeking traditional banks to grab themselves any type of small business loans. Of course, they come with a much higher interest rate. And these banks are actually rather hesitant to lend the funds out right now because of all the uncertainty with the reopening phase here, okay? So is it likely that we're going to see new and additional funds? This trend right here does demonstrate that there is still a need out there to grab the Paycheck Protection Program, but we do have a lot of competing programs like the EIDL program, where many small businesses are saying if they could just get their hands on the 24 months of working capital, that will propel them into 2021 for their reopening. So a lot of debate back and forth on this as to whether or not the Paycheck Protection Program will find itself a new series of funding. Okay. Now there are two bills out there that have been proposed. One, of course, was for retroactive PPP. However, it did not include any additional funding. It was basically just to design a process to fund all of those who applied with their net applications instead of their gross applications, where you could use gross income and practically 10x the value. And there was also the second bill by Jacky Rosen, which is to write a blank check for everybody who was sitting in the queue on or before May 4th when the funds dried up. And last, to send a targeted payment to women, veterans, and minorities, specifically $5 billion towards those women, veterans, and minorities. However, right now, there are no bills reaching the floor in Congress to suggest any additional funding for the Paycheck Protection Program. Now, there is the possibility that they are waiting until June 30th to receive a report from the SBA to determine how many applications are left out there in error codes, because it's highly unlikely that they'll be able to get through all of the error codes by the end of this month to process all of those loans. And the only way to continue processing is through an act of Congress. So Congress will have to come to the floor and determine if they're going to extend the deadline, or extend the deadline and add additional funding, or extend the deadline, add additional funding, and also add retroactive PPP. A lot of things can be up for debate right now, okay? So now's the time to make sure you message your congressmen and women and remind them all that you want some fairness with retro PPP for the Paycheck Protection Program, and that you want to see hashtag more PPP funds for everybody out there waiting in the queue with the fintechs or learning about the program for the first time, who needs the funds to get them through the reopening phase. Okay, I want to shift over to PPP Forgiveness here for a little bit, because I'm getting a lot of messages on my Instagram right now that some of the viewers are very concerned that they are being asked by the bank to start making payments for the Paycheck Protection Program, and they are thinking like they had more time to go out and apply for forgiveness. Okay, so let's just clear up a few things around forgiveness. When exactly is forgiveness due? Well, you have between 0 and 10 months. So basically, the moment your 24-week period ends from the day you received your funds, that means you received your funds today, you strike a date out that's 24 weeks from the day you received your funds, and then anywhere between that day and 10 months, you can apply for the loan forgiveness, okay? And all you have to do to qualify for loan forgiveness is, remember, you have to spend it on the 60-40 rule. That means that 60% of it must go to your payroll in order to receive the full forgiveness for the payroll portion of it, while 40% of it can be used on rent, utilities, mortgage insurance, and some unanticipated pandemic-related expenses, all of which can be found right now on the SBA.gov website. Okay, so if you qualify for forgiveness and you're within that 0 to 10 month period, now would be a great time to actually go out and apply, so you do avoid having to make any payments. Because if you don't get yourself forgiven prior to that expiration date of the 10 months after your 24 weeks, of course, yes, you will have payments that will be due for the Paycheck Protection Program. So if you are receiving a letter that your payments are due today, call the bank and find out if they've actually elected the 8-week period for you instead of the 24-week period for you, because prior to this, it was an 8-week election period for the covered period, and they extended it, they expanded it out to 24 weeks. So simply call the bank and see if they have that confusion between the two of them or not. And all of this information can be found on the SBA.gov website. So simply call the bank and see if this is what's happening, if they have it elected at 8 weeks instead of 24 weeks, because it can be resolved with a simple phone call, pushing your payments out here for a few more weeks until you get yourself forgiveness applied for and forgiven by the SBA to stop those payments. Okay, so check with your bank today and see if there's anything you guys could work out together. That's going to do it for today, folks. Please stay for one more final announcement, because I'm still searching for three winners of my Airbnb crash course. I'm still searching for Lil Hector, Michael Tibian, and Ronnie Lodge. That's Lil Hector, Michael Tibian, and Ronnie Lodge. Please find me on Instagram to claim your special code to gain access to my Airbnb crash course, where you can get into the real estate game. You can start with $50, cash flow in 3 business days, earning an extra $5,000 to $10,000 through Airbnb. These 3 winners were picked on Saturday to celebrate my 1-year anniversary. I actually picked 6 winners, but 3 of them already came forward to claim. I'm still looking for 3 winners out there to find me on Instagram so you can claim your special code to grab that crash course. And don't forget, everybody, I am always looking for new partners in my B&Bs. You could find me on Instagram if you want to talk more about my partnerships. I'm going to be holding Zoom calls all this week here to talk about what those partnerships mean. And don't forget, my crash course is still on sale. You can find it right now in the description. And before you leave, don't forget to grab your free stuff, also found in the description, where you can grab free stocks, free crypto, free sign-on bonuses through Webull, BlockFi, M1 Finance, and Robinhood. And if you stayed to the end of this video, you could watch a video where I taught my brother how to use those 4 platforms and grab himself an extra $3,000 each and every month of free money by clicking a few buttons on Facebook. Find that video at the end of this video through affiliate marketing. Pretty easy to do. Just click a bunch of buttons. That's going to do it for today, folks. I wish you all the best. If you need further assistance outside my free content found right here on YouTube, you can find me pinned in the top comment for a one-on-one consultation. Just click the link and set up a phone call with me. I'm going to talk to you guys all on the next one. Bye for now.